What's happening, everyone? I'm Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day and pick number 9, my 30 favorite cover songs of all time. That's right, we're doing it each and every day here this month in November. Holiday season is almost upon us here in the States anyway. Well, throughout most of the world actually, but we have this thing called Thanksgiving here in the States, which is right around the corner. Then we got the Christmas season, right, that everybody celebrates. But before we get to all that, we have lots more cover songs to talk about, right? As we are picking out together our 30 favorites. A band or artist that takes a well-known song, or maybe a pretty obscure song, makes it their own. We're not saying these cover songs are necessarily better than the original. In some cases, they might be. I'm going to have a few of those. Today, it's like a toss-up because I think the original song is a pretty groundbreaking track. Because it was like one of the first instances of kind of power chord riffing and distorted fuzzy guitars and in its simplistic nature, but really really effective. And then the cover kind of took it to like another level. So let's talk about the original first. Released as a single on August 4th, 1964. It's amazing to think how long ago this song actually first was recorded. Recorded at IBC Studios in London, England, produced by Shel Talmy, and written by Ray Davies for Pi Records in the UK, Reprise here in the States. It was on originally an album called The Kinks. I have it on Well-Respected Kinks. I'm talking about You Really Got Me, of course. Classic track. This is kind of like a compilation that came out, I think, 1966, that collected some of their B-sides and singles and things like that. And but it's also featured on the album called The Kinks. And this is like I said, a really cool early kind of heavy rock song. It's still, you listen to it today. Yes, I'm sure in 1964 that was considered like, wow, what is this new sound? All these big loud guitars and whatever. But you listen to it today and it's kind of jangly and it's like it's got that kind of fuzzy tone. I like the guitar solo. It's pretty kind of different, right? Who played the guitar solo, Pete? I believe Dave played it. I know Jimmy Page said for years that he's overplayed, but I believe it was Dave who played the guitar solo on there. It sounds like him. It doesn't really sound like Page. But but that has always been looked at as one of the original kind of like riff rock tracks. You also had All Day and All the Night, very similar type song, right? Similar type riff. But You Really Got Me, classic track that another band decided to kind of tackle and make their own. This song was released on an album that came out February 10, 1978, so 14 years later. Recorded at Sunset Sound Recorders in Hollywood, California, produced by Ted Templeman for Warner Brothers Records. Yeah, that's right. You know I'm talking about Van Halen, right? You Really Got Me. This was the first instance of us hearing this band, right? This was, Eruption, or did we hear Running with the Devil first? I'm trying to remember what was released first. How are we going back? Let's see. No, You Really Got Me, January 1978. So this came out, the single was released before the album came out. April 78 was Running with the Devil. So, if you were lucky enough to have a rock station that would play both Eruption and You Really Got Me, you got a treat. It's generally how it's mostly played, when you hear it nowadays. I just don't remember back then if we just got You Really Got Me or if we got Eruption into You Really Got Me as the actual what they played on the radio initially. But how about hearing You Really Got Me by Van Halen for the very, very first time? Crazy, right? We all knew the original, and now we're like, this is quite the molten take on this classic track. Of course, David Lee Roth, Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, and Mr. Michael Anthony, the classic lineup of Van Halen. And, Edwards, or Eddie, his guitar tone on this record is just absolutely electric. Mark Popoff and I have often said the guitar tone on this album is molten. It's exactly what it is. It sounds like hot magma. So good. And then him on the solo is just absolutely incredible. I think Dave does a great song on this, great version. they really make it their own. They take what is a influential classic track and they totally give the Van Halen spin. They add that metallic sheen to it. It's just heavy, it's rip-roaring, it's fun, it's raucous, it's sleazy, it's great. And like I said, you throw Eruption on top of it, you know, with all that guitar pyrotechnics goes into this molten Eruption, and you really got me. Just really, really good. And you just, you know, you have to ponder, like, which version, you know, because I always think that, like, which version do I prefer? And I respect the original totally. I love it. I'm a big Kings fan. But, man, something about this version, like I said, they just totally make it their own. It's recognizable as the song that it is, but they totally give it the Van Halen stamp. And, you know, Eddie's just all over it in an amazing way. Really, really good. And, yeah, it's become a complete classic. It's one of those cover tracks that, you know, has stood the test of time and everybody recognizes its greatness. So, yeah, that's my pick for today. You Really Got Me. From the mighty Van Halen, off the first album, the classic first album. Yeah, good stuff. So let us know what you think of You Really Got Me. I've seen plenty of you already pick it, so I know we've got a lot of fans out there. And but yeah, let's give some props to the original, because the original is pretty special as well. And kind of set the stage for so many other things to come, right? So it's just amazing how, when you really think about it, how important a band like the Kinks were to like kind of heavier music really, really early on, because they had those couple, you know, of really riffy type tracks before, you know, bands like Hendrix and Cream or even The Who were really doing stuff like this, certainly Zeppelin and whatnot. So you really have to go back to songs like You Really Got Me and All Day and All the Night, maybe one or two others where, you know, Dave Davies is doing these kind of like really riffy things that kind of predate heavy music. So yeah, so that's my pick for today. You Really Got Me from Van Halen. We've got coming up here on the channel. Don't touch that dial, because in just a little while we have 2 Ranking the Album shows for you. Grant, Arthur, and myself got together yesterday and we cranked out a nice little retrospective of the 2 albums from the great Piper. If you don't know who Piper is, but you know Billy Squier, well, Piper is the band that Billy Squier was in right before he went solo. They only released 2 albums. They were only around for like a year and a half, 2 years. But 2 really, really great albums. So it's less of a ranking show and more of a kind of like take a deep dive into both of those records. So Grant and I are doing that, and then that's followed up closely behind by a ranking the albums of the band Giuffria. We've got 3 albums there. And of course Giuffria led by the great keyboard player, songwriter Greg Giuffria, formerly at the time of Angel. And then shortly after Giuffria, House of Lords. So yeah, that's coming up today in just a little bit. And then tonight, we've got Rich Catino and I, the new wave of traditional heavy metal primer. We are going to be talking about 3 very cool new releases, because that's the direction we're taking the show now. We're going to be each month, we're going to do on our episode, we're going to look at 3 new albums in this new wave of traditional heavy metal style. We've got 3 terrific bands we're going to be talking about tonight. Void. We've got... oh boy, I'm drawing a complete blank. Ambush, and what is the other one? God, I'm terrible. Hold on. What is the other one? Wings of Steel. That's right. Give it the program, Pete. I had the CD sitting right there behind me. I was going to go grab them, but it came to me. So 3 very, very cool albums. Really good albums. If you haven't heard any of them, hopefully you watch the episode tonight, and that'll prompt you to go out and check them out. And I will, of course, in that video, in the comments, I will put links to all of the Bandcamp pages so you can go listen to all of those albums. And really, really good stuff if you like classic sounding metal played by, you know, up-and-coming bands. So go check that out, and visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Also, hope to be doing a show today. It'll either air tonight or tomorrow if we get to it, with Lynn Rosacci. I'm going to go see her today, and we're hoping to record our next episode, which is a long time coming, of playlist Euphoria. We're going to get to our some of our favorite Beatles tracks, right? It's putting classic Beatles tracks on a playlist, so that's all coming up, hopefully today or tomorrow as well. And we've got Ken Golden, along with Steve Feigenbaum, went to that very, very cool record convention in New York City yesterday. They shot a video with their hall and a quick little video of what it's like being at that record convention. So I'm going to kind of edit that all together and present that to you. Again, that'll be tonight or tomorrow. It might be tomorrow, actually, so we can fill the Monday night slot. Yes, Kai, hello. And yeah, so all that's coming up. Lots coming up on the channel. So stay tuned for all of it. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching.